Hi, welcome to another week. Welcome to week 6. It's our week when there's no teaching. Call that whatever you will. It's also a fairly big week because, as you will no doubt be aware, things again changed dramatically over the weekend. And on Friday, we had rumours of lockdown. And then on Saturday, we had eventually an announcement that we will be going back into lockdown, even here in the southeast, on Thursday. So that's somewhat sobering news. It shouldn't affect us very much in the sense that education was exempt from this, and so as a result, unless you hear otherwise, your face-to-face sessions will be going ahead next week and on towards the end of term. It raises questions, of course, again about what's happening next term into the spring. The university is yet to make a formal announcement on this, but it's hard to imagine we're not going to carry on with our blended approach next term. That is lectures online, face-to-face sessions for modules, so tutorial type groups. So hopefully you can begin making your plans for next term. If you're still unsure about this, still struggling, please do feel free to get in touch. Whatever decision you make, we as a department will support you in making that decision. I'm sharing my screen. This is the COVID-19 UK dashboard. And so again, just keen to share with you that we can find lots of information that perhaps leads us to understand a little bit more about why we've got to this stage. So we think instinctively about the Northwest, and we think about patients in hospital, and what you can see is that the cumulative people going in per day, it continues to increase, and that the numbers of people in hospital, you can see that here in April it hit just shy of 3,000. And as of very recently, we're getting very close to that level in the Northwest. But it's not just the Northwest. In the Southeast, hospitalizations have been growing for a very long time as well. So here we go. Thankfully, not quite the same numbers as the Northwest, but nothing to be complacent about in terms of people in hospital. Again, we're over a quarter of what we were in the April peak here in the Southeast. Nothing to be complacent about, and cases, of course, continue to rise. You'll be aware that the university has a dashboard. Excuse me. So if we type in University Reading COVID dashboard, there's lots of information here, including number of cases. Formally now, Public Health England recognises the situation at the university as an outbreak. That doesn't mean anything to be overly concerned about more than usual. It's administrative much as anything, but it enables more resources to be directed. So we have now a testing site on the London Road campus, a walk-in test site. Thing to emphasise is that you should report to us if you are testing positive for COVID-19. We're aware that a number of folk have tested positive and haven't let us know. And it may sound like us being a bit neurotic. We need to know everything, but it's really important in terms of tracking and tracing that we do know within the university what's going on as well, just so we can understand patterns, exactly where the virus is transmitting and where it isn't transmitting. So on the COVID dashboard, again, you can find it's via Essentials. There's an online form that you can use if you do test positive, put in your name, student ID, where you are, bits of information. So really helpful just in terms of understanding where and how the virus is progressing. Appreciate it's not ideal. People don't necessarily want to share this kind of information. But if we're going to do better in terms of containing the virus, especially over the winter months, we're going to need to be willing to share this kind of information for better or worse. And so with that in mind, please do keep on social distancing. Please redouble your efforts to make sure that you're doing that, and please make sure you are wearing face coverings when you're in enclosed spaces, especially on the campus. What else do I want to point you towards? The bookings page. So last time around, I went through a little example of going to the bookings page and trying to book up a member of staff, say me. And what you can see is now it actually is sort of working. In fact, it is working. But you can choose me, and you can find that today, well, you could book me up. You can book me up at 10 to 5, for example. Once you select that, then you put in your name. For example, and then book. Something went wrong, probably because I put in a email address that doesn't exist. So I guess if I put in my own email address, it will probably, oh, there we go. Still not quite working when I try and do a live online test, but there we go. We'll try one more time to book me. I don't want to hassle anybody else with the booking. Book me at 10 to 5. Put in these bits of information. Book, and then maybe it's going to work this time. Might not have liked it because I was trying to book something with myself with my own email address. But this is the bookings page, which you'll see lots of posters around the department for, so in which you can get hold of us. You can get hold of us. There we go. Booking has gone through, and an email has come into my account, so it's all working well. Other things to mention. I mentioned last week about 2 things about the Economic Society, which doesn't exist this year, unfortunately. I've had lots of interest, so I'm going to try and organise a meeting either later this week or the start of next week with students that are interested in helping out. Now, the most important thing to say about that is that this isn't going to be something that's going to overwhelm you in terms of commitment. It'll be something that will be comfortable with, it's something you need to be comfortable with if you're willing to contribute. But if you are willing to contribute, play a part in resurrecting the Economic Society, economic social events, more formal type economics events that you can that can be good for you. It's great for your CV and so on. Please do let me know if you want to get involved with that. We are recruiting. This is an advert for a lectureship that we are recruiting. And so this is just a reminder for me to say that if you're willing to be involved, we're going to be having some sample lectures that any applicant who wants this job is going to have to give. So please do get in touch if you want to be a part of that. And I will circulate information about those. Those sample lectures will take place on November the 19th, and I'll write about that in the email that I send as well. Right, and that's all I wanted to do in terms of sharing my screen. So I'm going to unshare my screen now and check whether there's anything else to mention. Not really, other than just to re-emphasize that support is there. Support is available. Again, this will be in the email. There's all sorts of things going on. There are the study advice webinars, online seminars that the library team is providing in terms of study skills. Overcoming writer's block is one of them this week. There are life tools seminars. These are really good seminars for thinking about all kinds of situations. There's a seminar this week on building confidence, participating in classes, and managing social situations. And then there are seminars next week on pressure, feeling the pressure, on making presentations, confidence, and another one entitled Jump Starting Your Brain. If you're interested, again, information is on essentials, and there'll be a link in the email that I've sent out. If you're in part 2, please do be checking emails that you're getting from Tina and Panima on placements. Please do make sure you're on top of that. All the best with any placement applications you're getting. Try and also think about that GES placement. And otherwise, that is that. Please do have a great week 6. There aren't any lectures, well, there aren't lectures anyway, but there aren't any timetabled face-to-face sessions or online sessions either. But please make use of this week to be catching up on material, doing all of those non-formal hours as part of your modules that really help towards understanding what's going on. And I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Have a great week.